Hello and welcome back, and as you can see, this is not Sky Factory. In fact, this is what I'm gonna have to ask you to imagine that this is, because it isn't. The wall of a ship, preferably a steampunk airship. Imagine a big propellers back there, with a beautiful front there, with a beautiful statue of I don't know, like a mermaid hanging off the front with some huge balloons up there. And we are in my Redstone world, which hopefully we should be spending a bit more time in over the next couple of days, due to the fact that I will try to record some Redstone videos. And I consider myself to be not half bad at Redstone. I have created a couple things that are alright. That one's quite cool. That one is extremely cool. Look forward to that one. That one over there I'm really proud of. And I won't spoil what they are, but you can just have a look at it. We won't ever go to that one. We might, if I just want to have like a fail video, because that one doesn't work. It sucks. So anyways, this is the first thing I built, and I actually already recorded the video for this, but it sort of didn't work along with I recorded a whole bunch of Sky Factory videos which didn't work. So I now am sitting in a brand new computer. Technically I've got the old computer still, I've got the old hardware, but I've reset everything, so I'm back to basics with my computer, and hopefully it should work a wee bit better this time. Alright, and I just remembered, did I remember to, oh fuck it. Alright, so I did remember to put on my audio, because that is something that I often forget to do, because my recording software, you need to turn on the record computer audio manually every single time, and so far have not discovered a setting to set that on as a standard, so I sometimes forget that. Anyways, enough of me waffling on. Been waffling on for about 2 minutes. I might have to cut that short. Anyway, so we are here with my redstone creation. Now, as you can see, I have been sweeping over this redstone for a little bit. As you can see, it is relatively compact. This is everything that is the actual redstone. So why don't I first give you a quick taste of how it looks, or a quick show of how it looks. We flick this lever, and that's just to time it so I can get in front. These things retract, and there we have a TNT cannon, and boom, they get shot out. Now, all we have to do is flick this lever back off, bonk, and slowly the timing will go back, and boom. This, I attempted to make it look a slight bit like a cannon, but it really wasn't difficult. It really wasn't easy, considering the fact that you need to have this ledge here, and I think adding things here would most likely cause the whole thing to spontaneously combust upon itself, which would not be lovely. So let's just give you one last look before we show you a bit of the redstone. So those things retract, and what's important is that that black wall, it gets back down retracted, because that way, that was, I was quite adamant about having that, so that gets put back down. But what that makes sure of is that the TNT, if we just had it here, and if there was nothing there, right? I should probably have gotten the black wall in my inventory first, right? If we just have it open there, then the TNT, it blows up. But what is quite likely to happen actually is for the TNT, instead of going out there, it catches on that lip of the oak log there, and it goes up. So I had to make sure that the black wall goes back down without actually squashing the TNT, which would make it unable to go forward, which would blow it up as well. So why don't I get on with the tutorial? And I already did the tutorial for this once, so hopefully I should be alright. So I'll catch you when I've got the area prepared. Alright, so all that you will need for this area, for this cannon, is an area this size. Of course, the ship can go down further, down below, if you'd like, and it could go up further. You will need this lip here. You don't need to have this lip here. It could just go further on like that, but I don't know. I quite like the design. So what you want to do first is you want to punch a hole right about here. Is that, yes, that is correct. So it's a 7 by 7 wide area, and well, technically you don't need to have it all the way 7 by 7, but yeah, that's all that you will need for now. Right, what you do then is, you can see that I don't know my build inside out, so I will occasionally give a quick glance over to the other side, and when I'm really lost I will pause the recording. But for now I think I'm doing just fine, don't you think? Right, I will grab some iron blocks just because all the good YouTubers use them, the good redstone YouTubers, so I don't know, they can't have it wrong all the time, can they? So you have a fence with a thingamabobber here. The fence isn't actually needed, you don't need to have the fence. You could have any block as long as you have the pressure plate. Now I just like to use the fence because it works. And did I just glitch that out? I probably did glitch that out a bit. I like to use the fence because that's what I used in the original build, because I originally thought of having the TNT right here. I changed that later by having that here, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say, so I decided to not change that. Also just because I'm a lazy ass and I forgot. Right, what you're going to do then is, I want to have these 3 pistons here. These 3 pistons are going to be filled with TNT, but you might not want to do that quite yet, because if something does, like, set off, then, yeah, you might not want to be standing in the middle of the TNT, especially if you're in survival. And then all you do is you just add a wee bit of redstone right here. Now this, as you can see here, is where your input can go. So your input can be a repeater hooked up to some redstone going down from all the way up top, but I don't care, that's up to you. Right, what you do now is you have a redstone torch. Now this redstone torch goes up here, right? As you can see here, that allows it to connect to all the other ones. Right, then we have, as I can see over there, we have a repeater going off here. Now this is most likely, yes, that is connecting to the piston, right? So yeah, do apologize, but I don't know the build inside out, and even though it's not as complicated as I thought it was, which I realized shortly after building it, it was still a bit too complicated for me to keep in my head all on my own. Alright, and now I should pause the recording to quickly see where I should go to next. Okay, so guys, I may have looked a bit too much. I blew up the cannon. Whoopsies, that ain't good. Well, we've still got the original cannon down there, and we've still got the other cannon over here. So, I mean, it's not too bad. It is quite bad. But before I break something else, let me just remove the TNT from there. Alright, so it is quite important to note that this repeater, the second repeater right here, should be set to 2 ticks, right? You got that? Okay, we are ready, set to go. So we get this, we grab ourselves a sticky piston for some reason, I don't remember. Just don't blame me all too much. Alright, so that sticky piston will be in a generally extended state. I believe that is for removing the red wool, yes it is. So also we need to have a second sticky piston down here. And that gets, I'm guessing, bud powered by the presence of this block, which just, it's complicated redstone, right? Genius at work here. Oopsies. Oh, accidentally trapped a little bit in that. So what this does is this activates this piston, and then 2 ticks afterwards activates these pistons. And what you can see happens here is, because we don't have any, and I mean any, TNT in any of these cannons, totally not. Oh yeah, we should probably remove this block because it might block something off. What you should see is that that piston gets retracted and then gets pushed back. And if we add a lever to that, then that will permanently stay retracted, but we won't do that just for now because we've got a button. And who needs a lever when you've got a button? Chop chop and chop chop, right? Works. Now what you want to do is you want to add a redstone block, a normal standard block with a redstone torch. Now what you can do is you can just grab, plonk that on top of there. It makes it quite easy. Plonk that there. Now they are going to be set to something later on. I just don't remember what exactly. So what you do now is you slowly make your way upwards, chunk and chunk. And if I remember correctly, and yes I do, they just fork back and forth. Well, a fork, as I say. And then they eventually, righty-ho, yes I do remember that correctly. Wait, do I? sorry, I am awful at this, but I shall not apologise for apologies is, I know, submitting your week, and submitting your week is not a thing that we should do, right? Oh yeah, that is the way it works. Sorry, I forgot for a wee moment my own little technological reasoning. Right, and then we plonk a block here. Now this, right here, is where the dispenser is going to go. So you want to have a dispenser facing downwards. Plonk, which you can do quite easily. Now what we need to do is we need to have the extension mechanism that extends this, but doesn't extend the piston. That extends these two pistons, but doesn't extend the piston, pushing it downwards, right? So what we want to do is we want to have that, and then a little bit of, what was it? Oh yeah, yes, quite simple. Because we want to have a little bit of a delay, right? Because we don't want the pistons to extend before the TNT has even reached a chance to reach its final destination, as I say, right? So we have a little bit of redstone here, TNT, a repeater there, and then we should have, yes, redstone down here and here. And does that power both of them? Oh yeah, no, it doesn't need to power both of them, because all it needs to power is one of them, and that will push the piston along, right? Do I think it will power both of them? Will it? Yes, it will power both of them, apparently. Sorry, I am very confused about all of my mechanisms. Why did I add a torch there? That torch does not need to be there. So in fact, you can shave off another block of this. You don't need to do that, I'm just doing that because it makes my self-esteem feel good. Right, so if we listen now, we can listen to the ticks. So that first, then that retracts. Yes, what we need to do now is we need to add the repeaters, the sets. So hang on, I will be back when I figured out the repeater settings. Alright, so you want to have this one set to 4 ticks, 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 that one sets to 0 ticks, and that should be it. That are all the repeaters in there. Oh wait, no, these ones, yeah, but we've already set that one's set to 2 ticks, the other one's set to 0 ticks, and that should be grand and dandy. Remove this block just for purely aesthetic reasons. And we should be able to click. That did not sound right. Did I get that right? Oh no, I did not. This one sets to 4 ticks as well, right? How come that one works? Nah, might not. Anyways, yeah, I might have accidentally right-clicked that. Righty-ho, and if we give it a listen one more time, clack, and still not convinced. Hang on, I'll be back when I see if I can figure it out. Okay, so I figured out what the problem was, and the music is exceptionally loud, so I should probably set that down a little bit. I thought I already set it down enough. Oh well. It's down to 10%. Usually I really love the music in Minecraft, but me. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to have it set as a lever, because the problem was that it wasn't actually, and in fact we can set this as a red wool block just to signify that it is there and very important. As you can see, I took out the TNT out of those things before testing anything out, because I didn't want to risk my other backup machines blowing up. Because I mean, I can clone them around, but I can't clone a broken machine and make it whole again, right? So what we should see now is that this thing retracts, those things get pushed back, and boom. See? That works. And that should be all fine and dandy, so all we need to do now let's do this. Now last time, at this point in the tutorial, my machine blew up, which was not very funny, and my phone just buzzed. Very unprofessional of me, I know, but I mean, let's be honest, this video hasn't been the most professional so far, right? And I believe that's part of my charm, am I right? Come on, everybody, big hug. Alright, so just send your prayers to good old God and your mama. whoever you pray to. If you don't pray to anyone like me, then just pray to the redstone gods of Jeb and not Chen. I've waffled on a lot, long enough, so let's give it a quick shot. Boom, quick shot, quite literally. That is not stupid. No, that's not good at all. Okay. So if you followed my instructions so far, good job. Don't in the future, okay? And with that rather explosive ending, it does work, I promise. I might do a re-upload of this episode with it fixed. But with that rather explosive ending and a squid dying down there, I think I'll see you next time. And until then, take care. Nah, actually I won't leave it with that outro. That outro was stolen directly from someone else. I will just stick with the good old... What should my... Yeah. Until next time, have fun. Should I go with... Yeah, have fun. Okay, so... I'm sorry, that really did not work, did it? It does work usually, and I figured out later on what was the problem. The problem was that as the TNT dropped down, there were gaps where it was falling, so it went off slightly to the side. So if you are building this, which I don't blame you if you don't want to, if you are building this, then make sure that below the dispenser there is only a 1 block drop. So I destroyed a couple blocks that I really shouldn't have destroyed. There were a couple of places where the TNT could drop and sort of just hang onto the lip, and then it got pushed back by the piston. So make sure that it's just a tube, that there's nowhere for the TNT to go except downwards. Okay? So I hope it works for you. And until next time, have even more fun.